Just kidding. Today, we're talking about the environment. And when I'm talking about the environment, I'm not talking about like Mother Nature per se. But I am going to be talking about how our environment shapes our behavior, shapes our attitudes towards foods, shapes our choices, shapes our health. Okay? The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to discuss the research that has been done briefly in terms of how it is that we are going to eat the food that we are going to eat and how much we are going to eat of that food. There is a researcher at Cornell, Dr. Brian Wansink. Dr. Brian Wansink, I know he doesn't work there anymore, I understand, but his research has been validated to show that the serving sizes of foods that we are going to eat are going to influence how much food we are going to eat. So, as an example here, I have 1 cup of Cheerios. Yes, this is 1 cup and actually 1 serving size of 1 cup. And I know these are children's cups because I have children and this is 1 cup that I wanted to show you. Also, this is their bowl. So having 1 cup of Cheerios in a cup, if you were to eat this, you might get full a little faster. However, whenever you put it into a bowl, it's not quite as full, right? And so you look at that and you think, well, it still fills the bowl up, so I would still visually feel like I'm getting enough food. Then you move into an adult-sized bowl, and it starts to shrink just a little bit more, all right? And then again, into another bowl. And as you get into these bigger bowls, and you look into the bowl, you realize that there's not much food in it. And then inevitably, you come to the day where you want that bowl of cereal, but all the dirty bowls have not been washed, and the only thing that you have left is the salad bowl. So you get that cereal and you pour it in, and you think, oh no, that's not enough. So then you dump another cup, and then another, or you go back for your refills. And whenever you do that, you eat that second bowl, and you get about 2/3 of the way through that cereal bowl, and you think, I can't eat this much. But I'm not a quitter. And so you finish it. So this is one simple way that explains that our bowls, and this is just one simple way that can show that the serving utensils, that the bowls that this is just one simple way of showing that the environment around us can shape some of the behaviors that we're going to have. If you have a bigger bowl, you're going to eat more of it. Another example of this is with your ice cream. If you ever got an ice cream cone, and like imagine getting an ice cream cone this big, and then you can't even see the ice cream in it. It's not that fun. But if you get one this big and it's overflowing, then you're like, oh yeah, I got a good deal. Got me a lot of ice cream. So it has to do with our perception of the food that we are going to be getting. Another way you could do it is by looking at the utensils that you're using. If you're eating a bowl of cereal, and that bowl of cereal is being consumed with this spoon as opposed to this spoon as opposed to this spoon, it might take you a little bit shorter. If it's not taking you as long to eat that food, you will not recognize how full you are until later whenever you're like, shouldn't eat that much food. But if you're using utensils that make you make your time, but if you're using utensils that make you take your time and help you to slow down your eating, then those signals can go from your stomach, from your intestines, back to your brain to say, hey, we've had enough. So we'll talk more about environmental influencers on the foods that we're going to eat in the future. If you would like, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell button so that you recognize whenever new videos are coming out, and you can expand your knowledge of nutrition. So eat on, enjoy your life, and enjoy your health, because if you don't enjoy it, it's pointless. Another part of this is go ahead and wait to throw away the wrappers to your candy until you are done with it. Choose Dove candy or Hershey Kisses or those ones that are individually wrapped, because then visually you see how many of those things that you have already eaten. Same thing with pistachios and peanuts. If you have a wrapper and you see how, if you're eating it with the shell on, you're going through the work of shelling it, you see the shells that you have consumed, you have seen the shells of the nuts that you have already consumed, and you can see, oh, I've eaten quite a bit. Whereas if you could just reach into a bag and get a handful and eat them, and just eat them, then you don't realize how much it is that you have eaten until the bag is empty. Until that bag is empty. So those visual cues help you to remember how much it is that you're eating, because a lot of times we eat mindlessly. And we'll talk about that too. Again, subscribe.